In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to catch eddies as a group. And this is an important skill for those of you doing overnight trips, especially because you'll need to catch camp, you'll need to stop for lunch, you'll need to stop to scout a rapid. There's a lot of times we all have to get into an eddy. And I feel like a lot of people just get themselves in an eddy and don't think about others. And the key to catching eddies as a team is to think about everybody else. Where are they going to go? Who's going to hold them? And just kind of looking out for everybody's best interests, not just getting yourself to shore and being done. And so I have some tips here. And the first one is, as you get close to an eddy that's hard to catch, get some spacing. I'll look back and do this signal. This signal to me means get more spacing. So spread out so the boats don't come in right on each other. If they come back to back to back, there's not enough time to tie boats up and deal with all that. Next is pull. You want to pull on the oars. I've seen a lot of people try to push into eddies they have no business pushing into. One thing is, if you're pushing into the eddy, you're bringing so much momentum towards shore, you're going so fast. If somebody's already in the eddy and you're pushing with a lot of momentum, you're going to slam into them. You'll hit them hard, and that's going to cause more problems. Also, a lot of times you don't have the strength to push into. I've seen people try to push, and they're just not making it. They're not making it. I've seen several scouts where people try to push into scout eddies, and they don't make it, and they have to run a rapid blind while everybody else is tied up. That's really, really bad. That's really embarrassing to be that person. So you're going to want to pull on the oars, just pull, 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 slow yourself down, cross the eddy, and then put your bow towards shore. I'm going to show a quick video here that sort of demonstrates that skill right now. So in this case, there's already a boat on shore. You're about to see it in a second. And this is the second boat coming down. Those other boats are waiting. They're creating space. And so there's already space that's created. And you'll notice Asa is pulling. He's slowing the boat down. This isn't a really hard eddy to catch. He can push into it, but he wants to dump momentum, so when he comes in, he's going really slow, and it catches it. So once you get pretty close, then you spin the bow towards it, and you'll notice he's going to slowly hit the other boat. That's the goal. And the first boat was there waiting for him, so he can grab both, and now Ace is going to jump out of his boat and grab his and be ready for the next. Cool. And after pulling, grab your friend. The first boat in doesn't have a friend. If you're by yourself in the first boat, you're coming in, you have to jump out and grab that boat. And that means the first boat has to be a very nimble, athletic person who can do that very quickly, a very solid boater. So the first boater has to be solid, or they have to have somebody in their boat, so when they reach shore, that person can jump out and grab them. That's an important thing to have. And once you've gotten there, and say there's a rock, you tie up or you just hold on to the boat, when the next boat comes down, they're pulling, they turn around, that guy walks up and grabs that boat. And so once this boat is secure, and there's enough time to get it secure based on spacing, proper spacing, they can walk up and hold this boat. And this person should not just sit there and tinker with things. They need to jump out next. And they need to come and grab that boat, because the first boat's holding them, or they can switch. This person grab their boat, and the lead boat can come grab them. But you need to all get to shore. If somebody's grabbing you, jump out and help the next person down. And again, this person needs to pull, so that everybody can be side by side. And once everybody's stable, then take your time, tie your boats up, do that kind of thing. The key here is grab your friend, and then think about your friends. If the first boat comes in right here and just posts up, the next boat's going to have to go below them, which is hard. There's not room below them, especially with the oars. They're going to end up here. The next boat's going to have to come down and end up down here. And the fourth person's going to have nowhere to go. And so that lead boat needs to really be thoughtful about where they park. Maybe you enter the eddy here because it's stronger, but you need to get down quick so your friends can come in right above you. Again, if you're taking up prime real estate, you're causing problems for everybody else. Hopefully that advice helps. I'm going to share some video of what I think is a really good example of what this looks like in the real world. So this is an example of quite a few oar boats catching a pretty tough eddy. Individually, it's not hard to catch. One boat could catch this no problem. But to get all the boats in this eddy at once is pretty tricky. And so we'll see Brody's rowing right now, and he's just slowing the boat down. He's pulling. Brody has the skills to push this. He could push it if he wanted to, but he may not get the exact position, and he's going to come in fast, and somebody could bounce out. So he's taking his time. You can see he's in no rush. And he's just pulling. And we have the spacing, so he has plenty of time to get ready for the next boat. And so once the boat is pretty much where it wants to be, it's drop momentum,
he now spins the boat towards shore. And he has somebody front left who's ready to go to jump out and grab it, which is wonderful. And Brody's thinking about his oars. His right oar he put up, so it's out of the way. His left oar is now out of the way. Because if a boat comes down and smashes the oar, it's going to potentially break an oar. And now, again, there's plenty of time. You can see Brody's not in any rush. And he's just checking with everybody. He wants people off the boat and those fishing rods off the boat, because the next boat is going to hit it with some speed. And so the more stuff you get off, the better. The boat's not tied up, but it's stable, and he can tie it up later. And so you can see the second boat's coming down. And Brody's out there ready to go. He knows his job once his boat is stable is to be ready for the next boat. I think this is key, like looking out for your friends and being ready. And so you see this person is same thing, pulling on the oars, taking their time. There's no rush. And that third boat's a paddle boat. And so that third boat's a little more maneuverable. And again, having the space here allows them a lot of time. And so he's probably telling the person, hey, there's a boat that's going to come down. You may get bumped. Get ready. And the boat comes down. A lot of pulling, drops momentum, spins around so the bow is at the front. There's somebody at the front of the boat ready to go. And Brody's able to grab the boat and place it next to his. And you'll see Cody's getting his oars up out of the way, and he's running not running, but getting in the front of his boat to manage his boat, which frees up Brody to get the next one. And it's going to keep going like this all the way down.
That's it. Thanks for watching. That's my advice. If those of you out there watching have more advice, different advice, can expand on what I said even better, please do. This is an opportunity for us all to share knowledge, get better. If you share something I learned from, I would be so stoked. So please leave comments, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.